I'm Henry Ramos, and this is the news in San Antonio. A home that has become a constant source of trouble to neighbors and police for more than 2 years is now a pile of rubble after a fire. Sue Kalberg has the background on a place that neighbors say has been scaring them for a very long time.
This 6 a.m. fire on Burnett was hot. How hot? So hot. It started to melt the car in the driveway next door.
Single-story residential structure fully involved.
The fire ate through this modest home so fast you can see daylight all the way through the walls. Neighbors, too afraid to speak on camera, say it's been a lot. Drugs, fires, fights, and more.
Drugs,
Sí,
fire, fuego.
sí, ¿verdad? Todo.
This woman said it's been so bad, she had already made plans to sell out and move on. Police officers who've been trying to bring peace to the area say it's been a constant battle. Their list of calls is long and so troubling, they say this home was on a list to be demolished as part of a dangerous assessment response team process. A code spokesman says in the last year, there have been 5 hearings, multiple citations for overgrown yard, water and sewer leaks, and a mosquito infestation, as well as junk vehicles. But just 3 hours after the fire, help arrived as a public works crew brought in big muscle. Just 7 minutes after the first bucket bit into the charred remains, the 70-year-old home was on the ground. If you have a problematic house in your neighborhood, over at kens5.com, I've posted the link where you can get help with issues like this. In East San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
A man is facing charges after deputies say he admitted he fired the shot that seriously hurt his girlfriend. Deputies say the man claims that the gun went off during a fight. 67-year-old Eddie Lee Dacey is facing an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge. Deputies also say they seized 2 handguns from his truck, including the weapon believed to have been used in the shooting. At last check, his girlfriend is in critical condition. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is facing a lawsuit. A man claims that he was denied a job due to his wife's religious beliefs. And just this week, a judge said that the case can move forward. Rania Kaur looks into the suit.
For almost a year, a federal lawsuit has accused the Sheriff's Office and the Bexar County Sheriff of religious discrimination. Now, the attorneys of Luis Borges say that the case is moving forward, despite the Sheriff's Office attempts to get the case dismissed.
Borges is a Roman Catholic who was hired as a detention officer. Days before his start date, deputies discovered his wife's altar to La Santa Muerte, a Mexican folk saint. Borges claims his recruiter later confirmed Sheriff Javier Salazar personally disqualified Borges because of the Mexican folk saint, stating, quote, "The sheriff has the final decision. For many, La Santa Muerte represents love, peace, and protection, but it's also considered a fair saint. Some say she takes what she gave you. She also has a bad reputation amongst law enforcement, being associated with organized crime, and she's rebuked with the Catholic Church." The lawsuit argues Salazar's decision violates the First Amendment. In the most recent development, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission issued a finding of reasonable cause that Borges was denied employment because of his wife's religious belief. We reached out to the district attorney's office for comment. They said because the case is still pending, they cannot provide comment.
This case was filed back in November of last year. We'll keep you updated on what happens. Rania Kaur, KENS 5.
There is a fight from Kerrville first responders regarding proposed changes to their health care plans. Of the 2 plans being offered, one of them is expected to cost employees more. And a wife of a Kerrville firefighter says these changes are a slap in the face. Simone Simpson explains.
My husband has worked for the City of Kerrville Fire Department for 19 years. Being that the pay is low, he's had to have a second job pretty much at all times. One of the other reasons he has remained with the fire department for so long was the benefits package.
Megan Booth, the wife of Kerrville firefighter Micah Booth, says after a July 22nd Employee Benefits Trust meeting, the potential benefit changes were unnerving for the mother of 4.
The city would no longer be contributing 100% for the employee, so it's dropped now down to 89%, which is a huge decrease all of a sudden.
I'm an advocate at heart, and I'll lead the way if I have to, but it isn't just me. It's not about me.
This is the TikTok video she posted 2 days ago, racking up nearly 100,000 views. She also created a petition, which has received more than 1,300 signatures.
I think too, for first responders, it feels like a slap in the face, especially with everything they went through with the July 4th floods.
The city of Kerrville told us Tuesday the proposed health benefits had nothing to do with the flood disaster, and that those details were determined well before the disaster. The Kerrville city manager, Dalton Rice, released a statement explaining the changes, saying the HMO plan being offered covers the employee 100%. He went on to say that the insurance renewal rates went up, and covering those increases would have led the city to cut in other areas. Kerrville first responders and their spouses want their voices heard at Tuesday evening's city council meeting.
We want city council and the mayor to hear the truth and the real paycheck impact this has on its employees.
Reporting from Kerrville, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
A San Antonio music venue is being sued by the state. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says the bar and music venue Paper Tiger broke a law in January when it barred an off-duty officer from entering with his firearm. Meredith Haas has the legal dispute.
Ken Paxton says management at the Paper Tiger refused to follow the law the night of January 17th. He also alleges that the owners and defendants in this case have yet to respond to a warning given.
The suit stems from a January incident when off-duty officer Raul Tijerina was turned away at the door on the St. Mary's Strip. Even after SAPD responded and explained the law, management allegedly refused to listen. A letter sent in February gave the venue 15 days to comply, but the AG claims they never responded. A 2017 law says peace officers are allowed to carry authorized weapons inside public venues. A similar case last year against the Lucky Duck in San Antonio resulted in a fine for that bar. We're still waiting to hear back from the AG's office. But those associated with the Paper Tiger responded to us with no comment.
If the owners of Paper Tiger are found guilty of not complying with the law, they will owe a $1,000 fine. Meredith Haas, KENS 5.
And that is the news in San Antonio.